I've been hearing new damning stories surface about Roc Nation. In the last few months alone, I covered several industry insiders calling them out. Academics has called them out, Nicki Minaj has called them out, and even the...
I have to make sure it's recording. I ain't been paying attention to Roc Nation, but I heard they just slammed Tory Lanez. Not Roc Nation. I heard they just reinstated Tory Lanez getting 10 years, even though we know Megan just fucking lied. There's police camera footage of her sitting down, yapping, comfortably fine, not sporadic like somebody that just been shot. So I don't care how drunk you is, you get shot in your foot, you gonna be like, damn, that motherfucker just shot me down. Oh, you gonna be doing something. Ain't no protecting no black man, and then you gonna bash him and destroy his life later. Stupid industry puppet. They used Megan to destroy Tory for going against the industry.
Daughter of the CEO of Roc Nation has called them out too. But now it turns out Roc Nation is once again being exposed. And this time is by a personal assistant who was hired by Roc Nation under orders of their artist Lil Uzi Vert. This personal assistant filed a lawsuit against Lil Uzi and Roc Nation, suing Uzi for alleged sexual harassment and suing Roc Nation because when she brought it to their attention, they allegedly ignored it, allowing Uzi's inappropriate behavior to continue unchecked. Now this person...
Oh, he is Roc Nation. I just want to rock. I just want to rock. Wow, I never even knew he was Roc Nation, man. Y'all roll up, man. Shout out to that boy Phoenix flexing. I fell in love with boom, 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 boom. I fell in love with drugs. Stupid ass.
Personal assistant has filed a lawsuit.
Now, roll up before we go to work, man. Don't abuse the herb. Don't nothing you do. Make sure you handle your business first. I'm just rolling up now because I'm about to roll up. But I ain't got to explain that to y'all. I'm just to everybody that I might influence with the herb rolling up. This is why I say that. Because I don't give a fuck. I know my body. You know, I'm going to always keep the herb. But for folks that's like watching my video, if you ain't get shit done, you don't deserve to roll up. You don't deserve to get high. None of that, bro. Go make some money. Go start to work on your business. Go do something extraneous for hours. Then come back, chief your herb. And then go back to getting to it.
And provided verified text messages between her and Lil Uzi that seems to indicate Uzi might have learned a few things from Diddy. The lawsuit and text exchange reveals just how these celebrities use their money and fame to force those who work for them to compromise themselves for opportunities. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the latest lawsuit filed against Roc Nation and Lil Uzi Vert. A lot of
times though, these people be throwing it, I'll do anything, and then you want to do a lawsuit after. Like, it don't even be like, for a lot of these people, bro, like, people throw themselves as celebrities, bro. Especially before the internet era, before social media really got big. People used to just throw themselves as celebrities, bro. I'll do anything. Oh, you'll do anything. Why you think Diddy was doing all that shit? Niggas will come up to Diddy. I'll do anything for you, Diddy. Like, after a while, that shit gonna get to you. If you don't have no, like, godly principles or you ain't aligned. You don't have the universal laws. You feel me? Even if you do got the universal laws, you might play into it too, but me just knowing how this planet works, I don't want nobody fluky energy. I don't want nobody desperation around me. I don't even want desperation around me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas, they feed off of your desperation. The industry do.
Let's get right into it. It seems like the Roc Nation files are never coming to an end. Just a few days back, Roc Nation was exposed again. This time, it was reported that Roc Nation and his artist Lil Uzi Vert were being sued by Uzi's former personal assistant. This former personal assistant, identified only as Jane Doe, filed a lawsuit against Lil Uzi and Roc Nation in October 2025, alleging sexual harassment, wage violation.
Y'all don't know, Jane Doe means anonymous in law firm, in law code. In law language.
Violations in a hostile work environment. The plaintiff claims she met the rapper while she was working at a Balenciaga store in Los Angeles in 2022. According to the lawsuit, Uzi was reportedly impressed by her service and offered her a job as a personal assistant. And not long after the problem started, She claimed that during her employment from 2022 to April 2025, she was subjected to sexual harassment, extreme hours without overtime pay, and a hostile work environment, which eventually led to her resignation. According to Jane Doe, she started receiving inappropriate text messages and experiencing other forms of harassment shortly after she began working with Uzi. She claims that this is when Uzi started demanding more than expected from a personal assistant, as he began flirting with her and making unwanted advances. Uzi sent her text messages that she included in the lawsuit. One text message read, "Let me see that booty." Another read, "I'm by myself right now, send me something."
I guarantee you she sent it, bro. Like, I guarantee you she sent them pics, bro. And I guarantee you if you go to her Instagram, she's an aspiring model with her cheeks out. Or even if she is on Instagram posting aesthetic pictures, I guarantee she's got some type of skirt with her cleavage, some type of goth shirt with the titties. They all do it. It don't matter what aesthetic a girl has on her Instagram. They still be on some thought shit. Now, if you're getting hired as a personal assistant, Lil Uzi, you should have just been like, "I like you. Can I take you on a date?" Or, okay, don't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say though, bro. Like, he should have just tried to fuck with her instead of trying to be like, "Oh, keep me my personal assistant, but I want to fuck on the low." Like, nigga, no, bro. Like, that's how you know these niggas with money are hella goofy, bro. Like, if a woman is my personal assistant, I'm not gonna ask her for no booty pics, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro? She's your personal assistant. Now, it's different if she's sending me booty pics. That's different. That's different. It's different if she rubbing my back naturally. But I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, rub my back." No, nigga, you not him. You're not Himothy, bro. You're a cuck loser who cry about getting your heart broke and you're stuck in your lust. You know Uzi stuck in his lust. She left me alone, I ain't even know how to react.
Eventually asking for intimate photos. In another message, Uzi asked her to come rub him down before she left.
Rub me
but
down.
The weirdest message he could have sent to one of his employees was this one, texting his assistant, "You're more than my assistant. You are my B word." She also alleged that Uzi would become verbally abusive and hostile when she rejected these advances, which she claims occurred when the rapper was under the influence of drugs.
Right.
The worst part of this all is when Jane Doe tried to report it to Roc Nation, who did nothing about it. The reason Roc Nation comes into play with all of this is because they represent Lil Uzi. Uzi is signed to Roc Nation's management just like Megan Thee Stallion. Roc Nation was the one who formally hired Jane Doe to be Uzi's personal assistant, offering her a yearly salary of $100,000 for the job. Shortly after they hired her and Uzi started harassing her, she attempted to report it to Roc Nation, specifically bringing it up to Desiree Perez. The lawsuit stated that the management team tolerated the alleged persistent sexual harassment via explicit text and verbal comments. They did nothing to stop the verbal abuse and the drug-fueled outburst by Lil Uzi Vert. So in the lawsuit, she sued the company because she claims they were aware of the alleged misconduct and failed to take action to prevent it or address her complaints, effectively tolerating a hostile work environment. The lawsuit was looking strong as the assistant had text messages and other evidence to prove her claims. But strangely, just days after the lawsuit was filed, it was dropped by the personal assistant. The lawsuit was dropped with prejudice, meaning that she can refile it in the future. But besides this, there is no more information on—
Oh yeah, they was like, "Let me just wire you a good 80K. Let's just take that down, okay?" She like, okay, I'll take 80. Bro, these women be finessing, bro. These women be finessing, bro. Like, okay, I ain't gonna say it like that, bro, but I be feeling like it's a lot of ways for women to get money, like, off a little inconveniences. Cause as a nigga, this shit, you can't sue no nigga and get no money like this, bro. Okay, I don't want to put that on women. Let me just say it like this. The lawsuit, I didn't mean to say it like that. What I really meant is niggas be making a lot of money off lawsuits. And I feel like that's a women game. Like, women be really eating off lawsuits and shit like that. Like, so you gotta, like, as the older I get, I'm like, oh, that's how they be getting glitchy. Finessing niggas out they shit. Now, that's not really a finesse like that. She genuinely had a case. But a small inconvenience, now you're up another 80 and you're getting paid 100 a year when you could have just quit when he did the weird shit the first time. But it's like you went through that shit just to get a lawsuit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like she kept staying around to see how far to go. Like, don't put that past. Women aren't stupid. Humans aren't stupid. You think she ain't see what she was cooking with? Like, hold on, this nigga on some shit like this. And he keep pressing it. Let me see how, because any normal person, after the first interaction, be like, bro, you want some weird shit, bro. Fuck this job. Fuck this money. I don't want this money. I don't give a fuck. I'm gone. Right? That's a person with integrity. That's what they gonna do. Fuck this job. Fuck this money. I'm gone. But a person that's gonna stay around for 5-6 more months and get abused and then come out 6 months later like, he abused me. Yeah, wire me 150. They probably wired her like 90. But it's the thing about shit like that. And then 6 weeks later, her ass end up sick and dead. It's like, oh, fuck, how she get sick and die out of nowhere at that young, pretty age? Fucking with them damn labels and shit, man. Shit, that shit get tricky.
Why she dropped the
Lawsuits
lawsuit. But in my opinion, it was likely because Lil Uzi and Roc Nation settled the lawsuit before it went to court, which is usually what happens with many of these cases. But if so, this confirms her allegations to be true, as why else would they settle this? Uzi nor Roc Nation never acknowledged the lawsuit publicly, choosing to ignore it, hoping it wouldn't become a big story. This was another glimpse at the problem with the music industry. These celebrities think that because they're rich and famous, they can have and do whatever they want.
Yep,
they believe that if they hire someone to work for them, that automatically gives them permission to do with them as they please. They use that power to force people to compromise their morals just to stroke their own ego.
Yep.
Uzi allegedly convinced a woman who already had a job to leave her job and work for him. Also, he can try to force her to hook up with him with the power he had over her.
Right.
When she refused to compromise herself, he allegedly tried to make her feel worthless and dangle her employment opportunity over her head to try to force her to do it, showing her what power he truly has over her.
Right.
This is what Diddy did to all his victims, using his money, power, and the opportunities that he could provide to force victims to do whatever he asked of them.
That's why I say niggas like Uzi are lame. They get money and they just become lame, bro. Like I seen in the beginning of the NFL video, the dude's like, these dudes, I seen you have cars for years, bro. These dudes don't have money for cars right now. These guys don't have money for cars right now. Uzi was like, no bap. Yeah, niggas might not have money for cars right now, bro. But on $1 million for the cars and jewelries, niggas don't have $1 million for cars right now, but niggas ain't lame ass, bitch ass niggas who don't love theyself. Like Lil Uzi genuinely doesn't love himself, bro. He probably can't sit in a room in silence with no noise, with no exterior voices, with no, you know what I'm saying? Uzi probably doesn't look himself in the mirror and say, you know what? I mean, I don't really do this because I know who I am, but like, he probably can't look himself in the mirror and feel good about himself, bro. No cap. Like, I know that sounds like a stretch, but money can't give you that, bro. Money can't give you the confidence to know who you is. But money can't enable you to do bullshit. Then you gotta think about it. He's winning in the devil's world. He's winning in the matrix, bro. What I mean by the devil's world. He has all this material shit given to him that can be stripped away. Then what do you have? Nigga, the only thing I want in life is experiences, bro, and abundance and resources. But I don't care about money. Care about no damn money, bro. And that's why I get it. But like all that, like, yeah, I have this job and like people be wanting power. Like I want my glitch. I got power within myself, nigga. I don't need power from draining other people's energy like a vamp. Like Diddy, like Uzi. Yeah. And the reason why Uzi even doing shit like that, cause he in a fucked up deal. He getting his ass pimped out. So he want to take this girl that's working at Balenciaga. She going fucking crazy. Probably going to getting invited to all type of different shit. Going to parties. Using her pretty privilege. She probably getting hella racks. She probably already up. She got a job at Balenciaga, bro. She's winning, bro. Like as somebody that, let's just say you want to do that. Why would Uzi? She probably live a better life than Lil Uzi Vert. That girl that works at Balenciaga. I swear to God. Then you got to think about niggas that's coming in there all hitting on her the same way Uzi just did. So Uzi finessed her out of her position and then was like, yeah, well, you ain't got your job no more, bitch. You need this job. And then you know that girl, she probably ain't saving how she's supposed to or whatever it was. They said she ended up leaving though. But this shit happens a lot with people, bro. What do you think Ruby Rose and all this shit came from? You know Ian Connor was smacking down Ruby Rose when she was 16, right? When she was a youngin'. Before Cardi, nigga, yeah. Ian was smacking that down. So how do you think these girls get in this scene like this, bro? These niggas got clout, they got some followers. That's why, like, I love the SoundCloud era, but at the same time, I don't. Because it's a lot of junky bullshit, predator, goofy shit that happened in that era. You feel me? But at the same time, there's a lot of memories that was made.
And assault were the price of Diddy's industry support. Likely what many other celebrities are doing to their employees too. These celebrities think they're gods, and this isn't more obvious than what we see in this situation. This is partly because of companies like Roc Nation though. As you can see, Roc Nation chose to allegedly protect Uzi, ignoring this woman's cries for help and allowing this behavior to continue. These companies foster this behavior and enable it. Instead of doing what's right, they protect the music industry instead. To them, it's normal, and they don't see nothing wrong with it. Because to them, the average person doesn't matter. Only Roc Nation and its assets. You might have noticed that although this is a massive story about a big artist and the biggest record label in hip-hop, the big media companies didn't really cover it. For some odd reason, the story was largely ignored. Considering we're talking about the view-hungry media that reports on anything and everything, this just doesn't seem to make any sense. Normally, the media wouldn't hesitate to jump on this story, but for some reason, the entire story was ignored. Well, it all makes sense when you realize Roc Nation has a lot of the media in its pockets. The media is afraid to talk negatively about Roc Nation. They are the music industry mafia, and they don't play fair. In fact, academics called this very thing out recently, claiming that the media were protecting Roc Nation and that's why no big media company would speak on the lawsuit.
Roc Nation has now infiltrated media, and I've always said this, and I want to jump into the first topic too quick. The way how you control the masses, and I've learned this a long time ago, the most important form of power is influence. Why I say that is that if you could influence someone how to think or how to act,
you own them.
It's way more powerful than forcing someone to do anything or any other form of power. So I think influence is the supreme form of power. Situation could happen, and depending on how the media reports it, depending on what information they leave out, they add in, the context or the light that they shape things in, you might see in a very different light. This is why all billionaires, they invest heavily once they get to that point in owning a part of media. I'm drawing these parallel with people who are playing in billion-dollar realm. Jay-Z, Roc Nation. And I know y'all like, oh my God, here we go. So I was watching over the last couple of days, right?
$6,000?
How media, and I've always told you this, like media choose to report things
on Facebook,
very differently. Like I could see TMZ's agenda based on what they report and what they don't report. It was interesting this weekend, or actually in the last 4 or 5 days, there was a huge story that came out. Huge. I mean, huge. It was about Uzi and Roc Nation being sued. Now, I love Uzi, and this is nothing personal towards him. But I only bring this up because I have to kind of use my platform, or what's left of it, to continue to shine a light onto what everybody else won't shine a light on, right? Former assistant is suing Lil Uzi Vert and Roc Nation for harassment and labor violations. Now, the ironic thing about this is that even on X, and by the way, we're going to try to find this story elsewhere, but even on X, it's like case dismissed after 17 days. Huh? Doesn't sound right. Okay. Former personal assistant filed a lawsuit on October 20th in Los Angeles against rapper Uzi, Roc Nation, and Uzi Vert LLC, alleging sexual via explicit messages, verbal advances, unpaid overtime, and excessive work hours up to 39 hours, and unreimbursed expenses over 3 years, leading to her resignation in April 2025. The complaint claimed the companies, that would include Roc Nation, ignored her reports and enabled the misconduct, violating California labor laws.
He already said that.
On November 6th, they're claiming the plaintiff voluntarily dismissed the case without prejudice, or with prejudice, actually. Barring refiling without court approval, with settlement details sealed. Okay. Now, the first thing when I see this, I said, wow, this is like a bombshell, like, allegation. And I'm not here to say any of these things are true, but we all do remember during the time of Diddy getting 5 accusations a day, we saw a myriad of hip hop outlets or outlets that covered hip hop. They would plaster these stories all about. Here it is. The Jane Doe, another one. So I looked at this and I was like, let me see if I can find this shit on other websites, right? Roc Nation, Lil Uzi.
Yo, am I tripping or this a long ass clip? I feel like this clip been dragging for hella long. Like he could have butchered this way better. I feel like I'm watching this nigga whole live right now. And it's sped up.
And really, the outlet I was looking for, and by the way, I just want to also show you here, right? Once you get down here, it says Complex, and then it's a bunch of Instagram blogs. Well, Hot New Hip Hop's in there too. A bunch of Instagram blogs. Look, 42 CEO with it. Facebook. I guess XXL did post it. But you're not going to see major news coverage of this story that I think is super major.
Because Roc Nation.
How people with power affect things. Right? This would be a huge story if Roc Nation was not connected to it. Again, Rolling Stones, they'll post you for less.
Right.
Let's see if Rolling Stones post this. Maybe they did. Maybe just not being front paged.
Academics is right. Roc Nation is playing dirty. If an accusation comes out about an artist who is an enemy of Roc, every big media site will run that story. But since Roc Nation was named in the lawsuit, crickets. We have to remember Jay-Z isn't only Roc Nation. He's connected to Live Nation and the NFL. Live Nation runs the music industry. And the NFL, well, the NFL is a superpower. They're going to protect Jay-Z and Roc Nation no matter what. But even though Roc Nation is protected, I don't think they can stop what's already in motion. The downfall of Roc Nation has already commenced, and they know it.
This is the thing too, let me tell y'all this. Jay-Z is the face. He doesn't own Roc Nation. He doesn't own Live Nation. He's not the person that's making, even if he does have a high position in executive decisions, he's compromised. Jay-Z is fucking compromised. None of these people, you think Jay-Z is controlling all this shit? I'll be damned. He'll get Michael Jackson before that happened, bro. And unless he has signed a contract with these people, that's why he had that white lady, and he was grabbing her on the head, and they was putting each other head together, sinking energy and shit. Y'all seen that video where Jay-Z was he was performing for them white people in that all-white room, dancing and shit? It was like 2013. I don't know what video that was. It was like he was doing a demonic ritual or some art gallery shit. You think he ain't compromised Boule type of timing for the rappers though? If there's Boule and rap, put Jay-Z up in there. You feel me? If there is a 10% in rap that helped control the people, put Jay-Z up in there. Yeah.
And it all started with the Jane Doe at the end of last year. She sued Jay-Z for allegedly R-wording her alongside Diddy at an industry party. This story was massive once it first came out, but as quickly as it came, it went, especially after the media made it their mission to disprove the Jane Doe story. Eventually, Jane Doe's lawsuit was thrown